Okay, to make a simple bouncing ball, what you're going to need to do is go to Create New Action Script 3, and that'll give you a blank stage. Over here then on the Tools menu, yours will probably have a rectangle. So what you do is you hold your mouse down on the rectangle and choose Oval Tool. And then if you hold down Shift, which is the one underneath Caps Lock, hold down Shift and you can draw a perfect circle. If you don't hold Shift, the circle might be like an oval shape. What you can then do with this black arrow selection tool at the top is you can click on the centre of the circle and you can change the colour to whatever you like. You can then click on the outside line of the circle and you can change how wide that line is. So I'm going to set mine roughly to 4.78. You can decide what looks appropriate for yours. If you want to move the whole ball, you can't just grab it and move it because you'll move things separately. So you have to draw a box over it so that you can move them together. Once you've drawn a box over it, you can right click on it and convert it to a symbol. Make sure graphic is selected and give it a sensible name. So I'm going to call it ball. And then when you move it, it'll move together. So what we're going to do, we're going to make it move to the bottom of the screen, squash down slightly, compress, and then bounce back up again. So on frame 15, as a rough guess, I'm going to add in a keyframe. So it will put a copy of the ball on frame 15. So on frame 1 I want the ball there, but on frame 15 I want the ball to have moved to the bottom of the screen so it's hit the ground. What I then want to happen is I want the ball to compress slightly, so about 3 or 4 frames afterwards I'm going to insert a keyframe, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this tool up here, which is the Free Transform tool, and I'm going to use the top option here just to resize that so it looks like it's bouncing. I'm going to use the arrow keys just to move that to the bottom of the screen, and then what I want it to do is I want it to expand back to its previous position. Now I could do that manually, however if I copy this keyframe by right clicking on it and going to copy frames, 3 or 4 frames after, go to paste frames, that will put an exact copy of frame 15 here. Okay, so it will be a round ball, then a compressed one, then back up to round again. The same with making it return to its original position. If I copy this frame, and to make it look correct, this was 15 frames to fall, so if we say roughly 15 frames after that, it should take us to about here. We can paste the frames. We can always move these around if it's not quite right. So frame 1, the ball's there, it then hits the floor and compresses, then uncompresses and or decompresses, and then it goes back up to its starting position. To make it smooth, you need to right click between all of the keyframes and go to Create Classic Tween. In between all of the keyframes, then if we go to the beginning and press enter, it will look like the ball is bouncing. If you press Control and enter, that will then continue to move up and down.